You ever see one of those westerns? The town writes off the sheriff, the villains think he's lost it, the storefronts close up, whispers float through saloons, he's finished, he's past his prime. Then the camera pans back and you realize that the old sheriff was never out of the fight. I think that's Texas A&M right now. They've been bruised, mocked, left out of every contender conversation, and folks, myself included, are still stuck in the 8-4 jokes that we've been making for years. But this team and this staff, they're not listening to the noise, because in 2025, Texas A&M might just walk into the saloon, throw their jacket over the bar, and remind the whole country why they've got one of the best rosters in all of college football. Really like the work that Mike Elko has done so far. He's taken over a broken culture, and in year one, he made them competitive with less depth, identity, and a revolving door at quarterback. But in 2025, he's got his team, he's got his quarterback, and his standard has started to be in place. The defense is sound. I like the identity of them. They're tough. The ceiling is higher than it's been in a really long time. And Elko isn't building just a flash in the pan group. I think he's building a fortress, and the blueprints are really starting to come to life. But with this group, it really starts with Marcel Reed, and he's a problem for defenses. This is the kind of dual threat quarterback that changes the math for a team. 15 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing last year, but he's still developing in a lot of ways. And overall, I think he's one of the most underrated playmakers in the entire country, and he's going to take a huge step forward this year. He's got poise, he's got legs, and now he's got a ton of weapons because the receiving room has been fixed. Last year, A&M had one of the least explosive passing games in the SEC, and this year, they got 3 pretty game-changing transfers, and it starts with KC Concepcion from NC State. He's an all-ACC stud, he can win in the slot or outside. This is a legit weapon that didn't show it a ton last year just because of all of the problems that the Wolfpack had. Also got Mario Craver, a speed demon, he stretches the field. I like Jonah Wilson, the big body red zone threat. So now you got a legit rotation of guys for Reed to throw to. You got mismatch nightmares, you got a quarterback who can extend plays and then let these guys cook in the open field. This offense now isn't going to be stuck in a second gear anymore. I think it's ready to fly. But really the key, the O-line is the secret weapon. All 5 starting offensive linemen return. They're experienced, they're deep, they're nasty. That kind of continuity up front is rare in the transfer portal era. So combining all of that together, Reed will have protection, the backs will have lanes, and honestly, Colin Klein, he's building a system that fits all of these pieces together. He's not just forcing square pegs into a round hole. And so it's not really just about weapons, it's about giving those weapons the time to work. And I think the line is going to do just that. And with all that being said, Mike Elko's calling card has always been defense. Don't let the second half of 2024 fool you. This defense is built to hit back. You got Cassius Howell off the edge. You got Willie III locking down one side of the field. And you got real SEC size at linebacker. You got some veteran safeties. And honestly, Elko doesn't need this to be a top 5 defense. He just needs a unit that wins situational downs, plays physical in November, and can take the ball away. All 3 are calling cards of what I think Elko does really well on the defensive end of things. This isn't necessarily an SEC defense that's going to compete with the likes of Georgia, but it's a Mike Elko defense, and I think that's always a problem. Now, the schedule is tough, and that's a good thing because A&M's not going to make noise this year as far as competing for a title, far from it. This year you got at Notre Dame, at LSU, at Texas, and that's not a death sentence, I think. I think that's a real big opportunity for A&M to take the next step, to win 9 games, maybe 10 games. You win 1 or 2 of those, you're a lock for CFP contention. The rest of the schedule is manageable, especially with the home field advantage at Kyle Field. And in the 12-team CFP world, the committee wants teams with big wins. A&M certainly is going to have a chance to collect them, but this is a big schedule to provide a step for a big leap forward. What if I told you that Texas A&M has a returning starter at quarterback with dual threat upside? They have one of the best O-lines in the country, and they just added 3 explosive receivers to what was a stagnant offense. That they have a defensive-minded head coach in year 2 with what looks like a culture pretty firmly in place. And they play a schedule that could make or break playoff hopes, and it gives them an opportunity to be on the big stage of the sport. And all that put together, they have the firepower to win those big games. I don't think that's a Cinderella story. That is the story of a team that's ready to take the next step. So if you're like me and you're still laughing at the 8-4 memes, because honestly, they're hilarious, you might want to start watching the tape again. Because whenever I really start to look at this group from top to bottom, this is a legit group, and I think Mike Elko is doing things a little bit differently than Jimbo ever did at A&M. Because the Aggies aren't just knocking at the door anymore. I think they're ready to kick it down. If you like videos like this, go ahead, like, subscribe. I'd love to have you follow along with what we're doing. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section how many games you think the Aggies are going to win this year. If you have any topics you want to make a video about, let me know below too. Be glad to. Peace.